Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode for Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire, the sequel to Pillars of Eternity 1. Let's just dive right in. All I want to say is that Pillars of Eternity 1 is a fantastic game, and if you have not played that or seen it, I suggest you do so, if you enjoy these types of games. Game settings, we're probably going to do Classic for right now. Don't know if I want one save file. I don't think I need expert mode either. Level scaling. Interesting. So you can level scale like your story missions or like everybody. I'll say none for right now. Let's start the game. I'm pretty excited for this. Oh, the first game was so good. Tyranny was so good. Obsidian has just been on point with these RPGs. Also, there's sea shanties in this game. Sea shanties! That, like, increases the score of a game by at least a point. On, like, a 10-point scale.
Eora. A world where mortals live, die, and are reborn through the turning of the wheel. The cycle of reincarnation watched over by the gods, and made possible through pillars of a mystical substance, known as Audra. 5 years ago, you traveled from your home to the Deerwood. A nation that had waged war against the incarnated god of light, Aethys, resulting in his destruction. The country suffered from a plague of Hollowborn, infants born without souls, that many believed was punishment for killing a god.
I remember that.
In an ancient, secluded ruin, you witnessed a secret ritual that inadvertently transformed you into a watcher. One who can see and speak with souls. The ritual also gave you horrible visions, waking nightmares of a past life that threatened your sanity. To put them to rest, you pursued the man who had led the ritual, a seemingly immortal agent of the gods, known as Theos Ix Arcanon. With divine assistance, you confronted and defeated Theos, ending your visions and resolving the Hollowborn crisis. In so doing, you also learned the great secret that Theos had protected. That the ancient empire of Anguith had transformed themselves into gods. Your visions finally put to rest, you retired to the castle of Cadnua, built atop a massive statue of pure Audra, where you ruled in relative peace and prosperity.
Until... No until. Okay.
Made a nice story. You fixing up that old keep?
Oh,
Lifting the
Eder.
curse? Must have told it 100 times. But something got to gnawing at me. Thinking the spirits there weren't really at rest. That maybe the gods weren't finished with us.
Oh, that's not good.
My God came back. Forgive us. Last the trouble with dreams. Sooner or later, we all have to wake up.
And so you wake to a sleepless world, the in-between of life and death. Follow your memories. You have been here before.
We've been here before. Oh, I'm in control. Interesting.
You have seen past the shroud. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
And, okay, this is a cool way to tell the events of the past
The
game.
Watcher sees souls, knows their pasts, and the souls see them back.
A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed.
Okay. That was Cade Nua.
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked?
And that was Theos, I believe.
The gods aren't real, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
And did you ever consider that these were things you were never meant to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you?
I can't say I remember all of
Let the world
these.
see. Let them decide what to do.
Was that Theos' sister? You know, I should probably go watch like a video about the story of the first game.
The wheel
I'm sure I forgot a
turned
lot.
Again, Watcher. Come.
Because look, it's been a couple years, so I don't remember everything.
An aged dwarf shares this strange floating platform with you. His face is creased by so many wrinkles that his features lie buried amid shadowy pockets of skin. Still, the dwarf's well-practiced habits have left telltale tracks of a welcoming rictus across his visage. You can see his smile coming before it blooms, reshaping the dwarf's face from a hanging sack of flesh into something resembling an oddly carved, merry gourd, replete with unhealthy bumps and discolored splotches.
So this is the soul of our character, right? So this is probably how they get around the fact that you're playing technically the same character, I'm guessing, but you can still create them to be someone totally different because you have the same soul. I think is what's happening here. Which is then, that's a good way to handle it, if that's what they're doing.
Sit. Please.
Very well.
Thank you for joining us, Watcher of Cadnua.
The gaunt woman seated at the table is clad in time-worn black armor that seems too massive for her to move in. A pale, slender neck rises from the gorget, topped by a hollow face. The milky skin stretched across it is delicate and translucent, like parchment that has been scraped clean too many times. She is preoccupied with the arrangement of cards on the table between you. With each movement, her armor squeaks and groans as though bearing an incredible weight. She places a final card, gives a nod of satisfaction, and raises her eyes to meet yours.
Hello.
Your brush with the divine has drained you of your powers, fractured your memories. Look upon these cards. They represent the courses of your life. You alone know best how they flowed. Arrange them to fit what you remember.
Okay. Let's see. If you wish to create a custom history, you may do so from the... Oh, you know what? I think my save would have been on a different computer with a different hard drive. So... Okay. I was probably a benevolent soul, if I remember correctly. In Pillars of Eternity, you return the Lost Hollowborn. That is true. I'm almost positive that's true. As you had pledged to Hylia, goddess of the sky, maternity, creativity, birds, song, invention, language. That sounds right. You were kind and merciful to people you encountered, sympathetic to their pain, and charitable to those who needed help. That sounds like me. Let's just go with that one. I don't think I have my save anymore.
Does everything appear to be in order?
Yeah.
Good. Welcome to the Beyond. I am Bareth. One half, anyway.
She points a finger in the direction of the dwarf who led you here. Though the movement is slight, her gauntlet squeaks like a rusty hinge. The dwarf's rictus returns as he nods in the woman's direction.
Tell me, do you remember when we last met?
Not really.
She places a card on the table, showing a tall tower. The gods' constellations are arrayed around it in the sky. You remember now. The Hall of Stars in Twin Elms, where you spoke with the gods.
I don't remember that. I probably should.
You came to that tower seeking our aid. You chose to pledge your services to other gods. Still, a pledge unmade stands fairer in this court than a pledge broken.
Oh, so that little symbol with the 1 in it, that's going to be showing what I chose to do in the first game, right? And that is based off just the history I selected. Okay.
She places a card in the middle of the arrangement. A bell tower with no bell. Her fingertips slowly drag away from the card, faintly creaking as they retreat across the table.
You had need of the gods once before. Now it seems we have need of you. The being that occupied Odnua's statue beneath your castle was the dead god, Aothus. Of this, we are certain. What we do not know is what his intentions are.
Not a dead god, really, because, you know, walking around and everything.
Though Aothus stole a large fragment of your soul, you were strong enough to survive the onslaught and enter the in-between. You and he are still connected. He has chosen a body made of living Audra, perfused with the power of thousands of souls, including yours. It should be little difficulty for an experienced watcher to find him.
So did he take the souls of everyone in the Deerwood then? Am I dead?
No. But neither is your body truly alive. Your lungs draw breath, your heart pumps blood, but your flesh is as soulless as a hollowborn. That is, until I return you.
She delicately places a card upright on the table. The art depicts souls flowing out of a pillar of Audra.
Well, I'd like to find him as much as you would. He destroyed my castle and killed who knows how many people around it.
I know. It is my business to know. 322 in Cadnua and your surrounding lands. Their souls remain in Aothus still. You have the power to save them. Serve me and I will return you to your body. Or don't, and return to the wheel.
Well, that's a hard choice. Then let's get on with
Good.
it.
Before you return to Aora as my herald, you must remember who you were, the last whisper of life in death.
For a moment, the sockets of her eyes darken, leaving the pits of a death's head gazing out at you.
Jeez.
When you can picture your own face, the Beyond will lead you back to your own kind, to the world of mortals.
Wow, okay. That's kind of cool. Well, we shall be a dude. We were... I believe I was a human before. Oh, look at this furry little dude. Doesn't mean we have to be human again, though. Was I a dwarf? I can't remember. The mighty Almawa are the largest of the Kith races and are commonly found in or near oceans. Though not truly aquatic, they have an affinity for water, and many of their civilizations, such as the Ruatai, are based on naval dominance. They are known for their unparalleled might. I think there was a companion that was this race. He was like a bard, right? Dwarf, elf, huh. I mean, godlike sounds pretty nice. I like to be a god. Let's see. Godlike are children of the Kith. The word Kith is used to describe the dominant civilized races of Eora, including... Okay. Who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods, though some do not consider it a blessing. These aspects may take many forms and often come with mystical powers. Aberrant head shapes are typical in godlike. Oh, actually, was I a godlike? Because I was a monk, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Protective headgear is near impossible to find. Yeah, I remember this race. Let's not be them again. Who wants to be an elf? Let's just be this giant race with +2 might. So 10 is average, 15 is strong, so that kind of follows D&D rules. Cool. Makes this easy. Island or coastal? Alright, Island Auma originated on the Deadfire archipelago and have largely remained there for over a millennia. While physiologically similar to their coastal cousins, the coloration of islands starkly different. Okay. All coastal Auma have resistance to might afflictions. They don't have any other bonuses, but that's cool. Honestly, I like the coloring of them more. So, yeah. Coastal Auma are less intimately connected to the sea than Island Auma and are distinguished by their cool skin tones. Or like a mer person. Not really, but let's choose this one. Would you like to make a single class or a multi-class? They have multi-class in this. Multi-pass. Single class characters are entirely focused on their chosen class. They gain access to higher level powers more quickly. Multi-class characters can select powers from 2, but gain access to higher level powers more slowly, and cannot access their class's highest level powers. Multi-class characters are not recommended for new players. Oh, that's tough. This is a hard thing to know before I even know what the classes are. Barbarian. Major role is a crowd control. Minor role of a defender. They have a rage resource. They have +2 to all these skills. It's a barbarian. We know what a barbarian is. Chanter, that was who your companion was. I think they were a chanter. These are like their bards. So support and crowd control. Yeah, so bluff, history, arcana, sleight of hand, diplomacy. Cypher is a crowd controller striker, so it's like damage dealer. Are unequaled in their ability to inflict large amounts of damage and crippling afflictions to single targets. Okay. So some kind of caster. Druid is going to be a crowd control. Minor roles of support and striker. Resource and nature spells. Fighter. Okay, fighter. I was a monk last time, so we're not going to be a monk this time, I don't think. Paladin. I do like paladins. Priests. Just straight up a support. Okay. Ranger. Alright. Bond. Ranger and animal companion abilities require and consume bond on use. So we're going to have an animal companion as a ranger. So major role striker. Minor role defender probably because of their animal, I would guess. A rogue. Or a wizard. Oh, what are we going to be? I do like paladins. This is tough. You know what? I'm gonna be something that I probably never would be. A barbarian. I typically never play barbarians. I always usually play like a paladin or a fighter. Barbarian is still kind of fighter-esque, but in a different flavor. So we're going to be a crowd controller and a defender. Odd that a barbarian isn't like a striker. Can inflict oh, wait. Focus on crowd control and can inflict heavy damage and negative effects on groups of enemies. Okay. Let's try it. Let's just go for it. Barbarian. Subclass. Choose to have no subclass and therefore incur neither additional class benefits nor penalties. Do you want to be a berserker? Lose themselves in their frenzy, they become oblivious to their own well-being, their carnage affecting both friend and foe. Though highly respected by their communities, berserkers often live solitary lives. Many are haunted by their own anger and the damage it causes to those around them. So, frenzy, we gain plus 5 might, 2 penetration, plus 5 con and armor rating. Okay, plus 5 might, plus 5 con. Wait. I see. Oh, instead of these. Gain a significant hit to crit conversion on melee and carnage attacks. Hit to crit. So just crit chance? We are confused while frenzied. Minus 5 intelligence, and all their abilities and attacks are friend or foe? That sounds kinda bad. Like, that's a pretty big negative. Cannot see health while frenzied, that's fine. Takes raw damage continuously while frenzied. So what I remember, raw damage is going to bypass, I believe, all your resistances. So you can't block that. Huh. I don't like the part where we can just like, I'm gonna kill you! And like, we just kill our friends. Like, we wake up, we drop the frenzy, and then like all of our friends are just bloody corpses on the ground. I don't know if I like that. Corpse Eater. Gain flesh communion. Target a hostile, deceased kith, wilder, or beast to devour their corpse, healing the barbarian and granting them rage. And then all rage abilities are increased in cost by 1. So rage is going to be increased by 1, but we can gain it when we start killing people. Mage Slayer. Successful melee weapon attacks add spell disruption to the target, causing wizard, priest, druid, cipher, and enchanter spells to have a chance to fail when cast. We also gain passive spell resistance, but we cannot use potions or scrolls. Passive spell resistance affects friendly and hostile spells, so that means we are also going to be blocking like heal spells too. But I like the idea of a Mage Slayer. I always like anti-mage characters too. And I wouldn't have expected that on a barbarian class. I kind of like that. We just go straight for the casters. Mage Slayers are typically from isolated communities that have little exposure to academics of any sort, and have a general distrust for magical arts. The exposure they do have is usually hostile, and Mage Slayers are trained to deal with them in the most efficient way possible. Swearing off the use of many magical devices, Mage Slayers inure themselves to magical effects to better fight spellcasters. So the problem with this is that as the leader of the group, we're going to be resistant to heals, we can't use potions or scrolls to heal ourselves either, and we're probably going to be deep in the enemy lines because we're going to be targeting their backline. Potential problems, but I like it. Mage Slayer. Abilities. Sends the barbarian into a frenzied state, granting strong and fit. Alright, so that's bonus might and constitution. As well as an action speed bonus. While frenzied, the barbarian receives a deflection penalty. So it's going to be harder to resist melee and ranged attacks that are not area of effect. Okay. It's a very loud action. Or we could do Yell. Let out a frightful yell, causing enemies in the area to be shaken. Shaken. A shaken character suffers -5 resolve and -3 power level. It's going to be in a cone, extremely loud. I still like the idea of the frenzied here. We just frenzy up, we go in the back, and we just start murdering mages. Let's go with it. Okay, so as a barbarian, we're probably going to want a lot of might, but since especially we can't heal ourselves, we're going to need a lot, I think, in this. At least 15. What else do we got? Dex is also recommended for barbarian. Dexterity, action speed, and reflex. Reflex defense allows characters to dodge out of the way of physically harmful AoE attacks. It is defined by a character's class level, dexterity, and perception. Okay. They also want us to have intellect? Really? Highly recommended, recommended, recommended. Alright, so intellect is going to contribute to the will defense and influences duration and area of effect from all abilities. So maybe we at least put 2 points into those. What does Resolve do? Contributes towards reducing hostile effect durations as well as improving will and deflection defenses. We can maybe remain average on those. So that means maybe raise these up to 13 each, and then con to 16. So let's see, our area of effect abilities would be increased by 30%, which we don't currently have one, but I'm sure we can get some more like shouts later. 9% action speed and 6 reflex. We have 30% bonus to health and 12 fortitude. 15% to damage and healing. Oh, might also increases your healing ability. That's kind of interesting. Alright, let's go with it. Where are we from? Probably the Deadfire Archipelago. That's where our race is from, right? Marks the eastern edge of the known world, dominantly populated by the island Aumaua, who make up the tribes of the Huana. The chain of hundreds of islands span thousands of miles. The Deadfire contains myriad climates and biomes that are home to a bewildering array of creatures. Probably want to choose this. I guess we can check other things too. What's the Old Vila? Once the crown jewel of the southern seas, Old Violin is now the crumbled remnants of an empire of warring merchant nations. Counting many humans and dwarves among their ranks, the Old Violin countries are still forces to be reckoned with and are proud of their rich cultural heritage. The southernmost of the old empires, Old Valia, suffered a similar fate to the northern neighbors, the Adirans, in losing their most prosperous colonial territories, the Vilayan republics. Okay. Oh, we get plus. Oh, we get actually like abilities here. What do we get for this one? We get +1 to dexterity. Yeah, let's just go from where our people are from. That's fine. What was our job? What was our job? Were we a raider? You spent your life on the wrong side of the law. What you want, you take, and what was theirs has a tendency to become yours. Nah, we're not gonna be that. Mercenary. Blade in battle is your way of life. You solve your problems by pulling out your weapon and applying force. I mean, you know, as a berserker. We were an aristocrat berserker. We couldn't be aristocrat for long, though, because if people disagree with us, we just kind of killed them all. So, we didn't have a long life in there. Let's just do mercenary. Let's see, streetwise, athletics, and intimidation. That sounds right. Oh. What kind of weapons do we use? Okay, so do we want to be a two-handed berserker? Or like dual weapon berserkers? I hope you can dual wield in this game. I'm sure you can. I'm thinking, I mean, I know it's kind of cliche berserkers to have axes. Bleeding cut. Oh, okay, hold on. A parrying blade. Bewildering blows. Unbalancing strikes? Interfering strikes. That would actually be good for killing spellcasters, right? Because we would be increasing their chance of, like, dropping a spell. Rending smash. Hold on. Additional effects +3 deflection against melee weapons. 7 penetration. What does the battle axe do? Bleeding? A lot of damage, decent penetration. 20% crit damage. Oh man, this is gonna take me a while, I think. Oh boy. I think I want the one-handers, but which ones? Do we just do crit? %, of grazes converted to hits. So like near misses could be converted to an actual hit. Huh. +5 accuracy. Additional accuracy for the club. What's a spear? More accuracy. I kind of like the hatchet and the crit. +10% damage with saber attacks. That's interesting. No, I'm not going to use a rapier. Although that would kind of break the cliche a little bit that we are like a duelist berserker. But if you're berserking and frenzied, would you still be able to like maintain form of a duelist? Like that doesn't really make sense, right? Right? It would break the cliche of a berserker, but still I don't know if it really makes sense. But maybe that's what makes it special. I kind of like it. A saber, and it would be a dagger, right? As our second weapon. Or a stiletto. Made for penetrating armor, stilettos feature a stiff, piercing blade. Although, we probably wouldn't favor a stiletto if we are trained to kill mages. Because we don't need penetration against mages. Or maybe we go half and half. So maybe we use the hatchet as like our secondary weapon to do blocks and stuff. Because it makes sense. It is deflection against melee weapons. I guess you what, like catch their weapon like right here. And then deflect it. And then you just go pew 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 with the... Well, I guess rapiers don't make pew 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 sounds. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. It's not totally breaking the cliche because we still have an axe, but it's not a battle axe. And we're so good that even when frenzied, we are still able to perform decently with a rapier. Why not? Also, it's on the high seas. So, like, high seas captains and stuff use those types. Well, they probably use sabers, actually. It's fine, whatever. Portraits. Oh, you're so jovial. Is that all of them for the Aumua? I mean, I guess just the first one? I do like purples. Honestly, I like the color of my skin already. I don't think I really want to change that. Sure. I can't really see what this is changing. Like, it looks like it's our pants. Let's just go black for now, because I'm not entirely sure what that's going to affect entirely. Head. Oh, jeez. We had a edgy life. I think I like that more. Oh, hair, of course. Oh! I don't know, I kind of like it. Oh, we are but an old man. I kind of... What was this one? I kind of like it. I usually go for like a mohawk or something. Oh, no. No. You know, I'm gonna go with this. It's just, I don't know, I like it. I like it.
Quick and quiet. Ready when you are. After him! Time to see and not be seen.
I can barely hear the voice.
I've got this.
Not a sound. I'm here.
A blade in the dark. Yes? I'll take a peek.
Hey there. I got this. I got this.
Show him how it's done. Take him down.
Keeping quiet. Yeah?
I'll teach you a lesson.
Easy does it.
Is there a voice that is smooth, but then in combat goes nuts? Like, can I get that one?
Let's go. My eyes are peeled. Yep. I've got this.
Show him how it's done.
They'll never know I'm here.
No prisoners.
They won't see me coming.
Charge!
Let's keep quiet. I'm here, leading the way.
Attack!
Yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna go with Noble. Stick out your chest, buddy. It's heroic. Oh, jeez. No. No. Alright, so average. Name. That's a very important... I mean, I guess we just go tokshen, right? Or yokshen. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, we are a mage slayer of the Aumaua. Mercenary. We've got some stuff. Needle strike and interfering strike. Frenzy. Carnage. The barbarian's attacks become so forceful as to impact others around the enemy target. For every successful melee attack, the barbarian makes reduced damage attacks at all other enemies within a short distance. Okay. I'm down with that. We're pretty good at athletics. We're pretty good, I guess, at stealth. We know some stuff about history, survival, and streetwise. I know that's pretty long, but character creation is a long process.
My herald. Know that I do not give you this title lightly. When the time comes, you will have the power to reveal the souls that cling to you. To open the gateway from the in-between to the waking world. Find Aethys. Learn his plans. When I have cause to talk to you, I will summon you.
With a quick gesture of her hand, you feel a sharp pain in what would be your chest. The pain continues, intruding deeper into your soul. Looking down, you see a small lump of darkness roiling within you. The darkness lingers there, but the pain abates and fades entirely within the span of a few seconds.
A chime. Do not fear, Herald. It will not harm you unless you choose to cross me. I trust it will not come to that.
Her gauntleted hand gestures to the dwarf, hovering nearby.
Gods, right? Jeez.
The dwarf nods, contorts his face with his odd smile, and gestures to a new door.
Do you not trust me? Jeez. It's a cool opening sequence. Is that Eder? Looking over our body? Oh my god. Eder! Wake me up! I'm here! So we're on a ship? Alright then.
The return to your body feels like waking after a fitful drunken sleep. The rocking of the ship sends pain jolting through your limbs. Crashing waves hammer inside your skull. Eder watches over your body with a glazed look, taking long, even tokes from his pipe. At the first movement of your chest, he starts. His gasp, mid-puff, sends him coughing and straining for breath.
No, there's no way. You're awake. What are you doing awake? How are you feeling?
Oh, who are you? Wait, why would I say that? Did the history we choose not... I mean, we had to have known Eder, right?
Sure. You've been out a long time.
I hate to cast a pall over your recovery, but
Wait,
I'm
what?
afraid I have some bad news for you.
I don't remember that.
The voice echoes from inside the bust.
Oh!
The remains of the steward of Cad Nua.
Maybe I kind of remember that.
Cad Nua has been destroyed. Aethys possessed the statue of Maros Nua and rose from the ground, consuming the souls of all nearby. It is only by the exceptional strength of your soul that you survived. And even then, just barely. The further Aethys withdrew, the weaker you became. We chartered this ship and followed him to the Deadfire archipelago. I know not how, but it seems he has retained a piece of your soul, and proximity to it has brought you back.
Remain silent.
Misfortunes brewing topside with... Magrants fires the captain stirs.
An older man with ale-sour breath rubs his bloodshot eyes and stares at you.
Wait, I became a captain? When I was in a coma?
Engrim, the smell of drink on your breath could wake the very dead. Now what's this about?
Pirates. They're demanding parley with you, Captain.
I know this is asking a lot, but you better arm yourself and get on deck. Should be some gear in there.
He indicates a nearby wardrobe.
Alright, let's do this. What do we got? Mail armor, got some money. What? Hylia's bounty? Ship crew morale increases? Yeah, okay. Take it all.
Alright, now make some use of it.
I'm sure I can figure out equipping items. Okay. See? We're good.
The pirates of Deadfire are notorious. I suggest you deal with them quickly.
Are you coming with me? I'm assuming you are. Now we're gonna be groggy.
Well, what have we here? A little sloop? Lost and alone in the storm?
Oh, I guess we don't get the voice anymore. A surly, brutish-looking captain stands stiff-backed before his crew. He scowls as he assesses you, his hair whipping about his ears in the wind.
I'll be taking your ship now, if you don't mind. And especially if you do.
Well, at least he asked.
I am a gentleman of fortune.
The captain shrugs in the sheeting rain before pinning you with a slow, murderous grin.
Give her up easy, and I'll see you get a swift death. It'll be bloody and agonizing, sure. But at least it'll be quick.
Make rude hand gestures. Must be nice to get paid to talk so much. Yeah, sure.
And you're the one who'll be paying me. Ain't that just lovely? Listen up, mates.
He cracks his neck as he addresses his crew.
I'm off to spear me a bigger fish. One with sharper teeth like. I'm trusting you lot not to cock this up. Don't damage the sloop when you take it. Play with the crew if you'd like, but don't bring me any prisoners. None that are alive.
You had bandwidth after.
Well, okay then. What abilities do we have? Carefully strike with your rapier, aiming for vital points to ensure success. Fighting this way increases accuracy at the cost of recovery. Hook and slash wildly with your attacks, interfering with your enemy's ability to focus their aim at the cost of damage. Also, these are these stances? Oh, there's activating both. Okay, let's do this. Attack. And can we pop a rage? Characters with the red selection circle are hostile to you. To attack an enemy with your currently equipped weapon, click their selection circle. You can also select the, whatever that button is, in the lower center of your screen to put the cursor into the attack state. This will allow you to attack anyone, even friendly characters. Alright. Let's do this. Frenzy!
Defend the ship!
I am already taking some damage. Use your Watcher power to gaze through your target's eyes deep into the soul, temporarily frightening them. And then this is our rage. Okay. Keep attacking. This person. There we go. Let us gaze into their eyes. Be frightened. Also, I'm almost dead. Second wind. Through extreme physical conditioning, the user can redouble their efforts to call upon a surge of health. Requires athletics and recovers health based on the user's athletic skill. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. I can't get past your friends. Adair, can you move over there? Helmsman, can you... Okay, never mind. What we won? Victory!
Storm's picking up! Take cover!
You defeated the pirates, but you're not out of trouble yet. The storm picks up, lashing your ship and driving you dangerously close to a rocky shore. The Defiant's crew hurries to reduce the sail and batten down the hatches. They work quickly, but the ship is still listing heavily. Just then, a loose crate tumbles toward you, gathering speed on the rain-slicked deck. It misses you, but knocks Chitupek, one of your deckhands, off his feet. The Defiant heaves. Chitupek pitches over the side. He grabs into the rail, but his fingers are slipping. He cries out for help. Meanwhile, the runaway crate totters on the edge of the deck, ready to plunge overboard. You recognize the symbol on the front and realize it likely contains the salvage from Caed Nua, your keep. Oh, really, game? The salvage, though. Chitupek! You grab Chitupek's arm, and just as his grip fails, for a tense moment, he hangs suspended over the roiling sea. Then, with a mighty tug, you pull him back onto the deck. You hear a heavy splash. The crate from Caed Nua is gone. Chitupek, meanwhile, nods in gratitude and hurries to his station. Things can be replaced. People can also be replaced, but not the same exact person, you know? Meanwhile, the storm has nearly driven you ashore. A flash of lightning reveals a treacherous coastline and Aothas striding into the distance. The lookout barely has time to shout a warning before the Defiant runs aground. The impact hurls you from the deck and into a froth of waves, bodies, and splintering debris. You struggle toward the beach just ahead, even as the surf tugs you toward the open sea. You kick and paddle with all your might until at last you feel sand between your fingers. Pulling yourself ashore, you collapse. I like that person on the left, the dual-wielding pistols. They look pretty cool. Chitupek better still be alive. That's all I'm saying.
You've been getting a lot of sleep so far on this trip. I'd have woke you, but you look so peaceful with your face in the sand.
Adair? Was that how they pronounced it? Runs his fingers through his hair and removes a strand of seaweed he finds lodged there. He examines it closely, and then tosses it onto the sand.
If you're worried about the ship, you can stop worrying. It's wrecked right over there.
He points out the Defiant, despite it being difficult to miss from your vantage point.
So far, it's just you and me and the chair lady over there.
Adair nods towards something further up the beach.
It's a relief to see you awake, my lord. I worried you were in for another long sleep.
Your steward appears to be lodged between some rocks. Despite this, her tone is warmly cheerful. It's true. What happened?
Ran aground, looks like. Statue headed inland. Guess he had business here. Or he needed directions.
I do sense a few survivors close by. The rest... You could give them guidance, but they are beyond any other help.
I'm telling you, Chitupek better be alive.
That is, assuming this experience has not diminished your abilities as a watcher. If you can see the souls of our dead and speak to them, it would be a great comfort.
The view's better than I would have thought. We better go see if they're all right.
Barath, god of death, cycles, doorways, morality, and inevitability. Huh. Interesting. Let's see. Can we patch up the ship?
I'm afraid I won't be much assistance in that regard. And not to doubt Master Adair's capacity, but even he would need supplies.
That's true. Steak, especially.
Patching the hull is only the start. You're going to need help getting the Defiant out to sea again. And a crew, for that matter.
Let's see about the other survivors. And somehow we gotta get the ship repaired. I don't want to be paddling out of here on a salvage raft.
For now, I'd say your best bet is to find some sign of civilization. If nothing else, we may be able to hire on a shipwright. My lord, if it is not too taxing, could you explain how it came to pass that you were returned to us?
Oh, well... Squint dramatically while looking out at the ocean. Huh. I've returned as the Herald of Barath. I'm on a special mission to find Eothas and learn what his plans are. I like this.
Sure. I suppose if any mission could be considered special, it'd have to be this one.
A perilous endeavor indeed. Castle or no castle, you are still my lord, and I will aid you to the best of my ability.
Well, I suppose we better get a move on.
Let's go. Choose the single class or multi-class with this companion. This choice cannot be changed later. A swashbuckler, fighter plus rogue. You know what, Adair? You're going to be a swashbuckler. That may have been a bad choice, but it was my choice to make. Alright, you know, I think this is probably a good spot to end this first episode, everybody. So we will pick this up next time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you then. Take care.